Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Clayton. I'm the Senior Deputy Ombudsman for Systems Oversight and Reviews at the New South Wales Ombudsman's Office. The Ombudsman, Paul Miller, is unfortunately not able to be with us this morning, and in a display of agility and great contingency planning, I'll be stepping in for Paul. I'm very pleased to welcome you to the first morning of the Public Interest Disclosures, or PID Awareness Week. This week provides the chance for all of us across the public sector to come together and take some time to think about the importance of speaking up and reporting wrongdoing when we see it. As well as those present here at the Fishburners facility on York Street, all of the events this week will be streamed online. These sessions will be recorded, and if you're joining us online, there will have been a consent to that recording. For those in the room, photographs might be taken of the event, but if that is a concern to you, just speak to the people up the back of the room and they'll be able to help you. And that includes if you want to ask a question later on in the sessions. Final matters of housekeeping, again, if you're in the room, if there is an evacuation, you'll be directed to the nearest exit, which is on the right as you leave, and the meeting point is in Wynyard Park, directly over the road from York Street. If you are evacuating online, I'll trust that you know what you're going to do. With that out of the way, we look forward to a full week ahead, but first I'd like to invite Uncle Alan Murray from the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, who'll be welcoming us to country this morning. Please welcome Alan.
Good morning, how are you? I tell you what, the coffee needs improving. That's my first public disclosure. The other one is that I represent the Metropolitan Local Land Council as the chairperson, and matters that are really important to us is that there are no traditional owners in Sydney. And the issue that we have as a council, because we take on the responsibility of being the carer of this country here in the city. But we've got people who out there think otherwise. They think they are the traditional owners. Do the right thing, and if you want to become a traditional owner, do the right thing, go to the federal court and claim your traditional descendancy over Sydney. But don't complain to us if we're conducting Welcome to Countries, like this one here. It's like this. Today, it's another day, but we do our best to represent our people, our culture, our land, and also the different many sites around Sydney. And also one of those things, the sad facts is that we still are living through the colonial days. It still affects us in terms of the trauma that has occurred with taking our land away, taking our sovereign rights away. But the Aboriginal Land Rights Act is a perfect model to compensate us for the loss of land, for the loss of society. That is something I'm really on about. And Welcome to Country of late has been bastardised by people who think they can talk out of term and disgrace us, denigrate us when it comes to First Nations people here in Sydney. Newspapers, radio shock jocks tell a different story, and they're very good at telling the negative, not necessarily the positive. And that's my disclosure to use, is that if you want to work with the Metropolitan Local Land or work with Aboriginal people like myself, show the respect, show the harmony, show the goodwill, because we do that in turn. About this place here, I want to say we're on Gadigal land. I pay respects to them, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, but also pay respect to the Bidjigal people of La Perouse. These two clans can claim their lineage before them tall ships came through Sydney Harbour. Myself, my mum's from Walgett, Gamilaroi woman, my dad's from Cumbernagundy Mission, taken away at the age of 5, a stolen generation. And he got compensation. and it wasn't the right compensation. He got removed because of his blackness of his skin, like my colour. And they're the things that troubles us as First Nations people, is about the past. The past is part of our present, and we live and breathe what happens there. But a Welcome to Country is about showing the goodwill. Welcome to the Gadigal people, welcome to Aboriginal lands. And sometimes I sit there and wonder, does everyone know that there were 27 clans that made up the Eora Nation? There's only 2 surviving clans here in Sydney. And that's the Gadigal people and the Bidjigal people. Myself, Gamilaroi, Wiradjuri, we've come here not because of our wanting to come to Sydney, but we were dragged by the welfare system, the Aboriginal Protection Board, from the 40s to 50s and 60s. And that's my other disclosure. And we never got rightful compensation for that. And it's like that when it comes to that failed referendum. 45% of Australians voted for us, 55% didn't. That is a fact. And a Welcome to Country is about having that steadfast, having a responsibility to make sure you're doing it right. And I think I do the right thing. So with that, have a great morning. I'm going to get a better coffee. And I'm going to make sure I enjoy that coffee, because I know that if I'm going to come here again, you're going to give me a better coffee. All right, then. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uncle Alan Murray. It is a privilege, certainly, to be standing here on Gadigal country, and we thank you for your warm welcome and our sincere apologies for the coffee. Before we kick off the program of events, we do have a brief pre-recorded opening message from the New South Wales Special Minister of State, the Honourable John Graham. So let's hear from Minister Graham.
Thank you for participating in the New South Wales Ombudsman's Public Interest Disclosure Awareness Week. This week's a real reminder that speaking up about serious wrongdoing is essential to protecting the integrity of the public sector in New South Wales. The Public Interest Disclosures Act 2022 sets out the provisions that apply here in New South Wales. The Act simplifies the disclosure process, provides real protections for people, and makes it really clear that public officials are encouraged to make disclosures about serious wrongdoing in New South Wales. If you want more information about making a public interest disclosure, check your agency's policy, check on the New South Wales Ombudsman's website, or talk to a disclosure officer. Working together, we can make the public sector stronger and more transparent in New South Wales.
As the Special Minister of State has just highlighted, speaking up about serious wrongdoing is essential for protecting the integrity of the New South Wales public sector. It sits at the heart of principled and ethical public administration. The aim of this week is for us to convene, contribute, learn, and troubleshoot together as we continue to build and maintain a genuine speak up culture across the public sector. It is now almost 2 years since the PID Act 2022 commenced. The legislative scheme is designed to make it easy for people working for and on behalf of government to report serious wrongdoing, and to provide them with protections when they do so. The framework supports us to drive a culture of speaking up and help us demonstrate our values of integrity, impartiality, accountability, and professionalism. It imposes duties on agencies who receive reports to take appropriate action and provides a no wrong door approach to reporting. Public officials should feel confident to proceed on a footing that they are protected across multiple reporting pathways, including to an integrity agency when they speak up to report serious wrongdoing. Many of you will be familiar with robo-debt, which was found to be a significant failure of public administration that brought harm to members of the Australian community and eroded public trust in government and its institutions. A probing point of the report of the Royal Commission was how an organisation's culture impacts how individuals behave, and how they perceive they can behave. Robodebt raised challenging but important questions about culture and ethics in the public service, how our workplace culture, as much as any legislation, policy or process, influences how we behave and the actions we take at work. It demonstrated that faults in our workplace culture and the cumulative impact of this across an organisation can, at its worst, significantly undermine the well-being of the community we serve. Robodebt provides an important lesson to continue to assess ourselves against our public sector culture and values, and to facilitate an organisational culture that values speaking up. Good government relies on public officials to speak up when they witness or become aware of wrongdoing. It relies on us all to report serious wrongdoing, no matter our level or where we are placed within the bureaucracy. A strong speak-up culture is one in which public officials feel safe to report wrongdoing and where they are actively encouraged to do so with confidence that appropriate action will be taken to deal with their report. A speak-up culture is part of a broader culture of ethical behaviour, and it is essential to maintaining the integrity of the public sector. The PID Act provides a framework to assist us to speak up at individual and organisational levels to ensure we drive a culture of responsibility and ethics across the public sector. We know that speaking up and reporting wrongdoing is the right thing to do, but it can also be challenging. If we're not comfortable or can't find the way to come forward and report serious wrongdoing, the objects of the Act will not be realised. The PID Act aims to ensure it is as easy as possible to report serious wrongdoing and that public officials are protected from detriment when they speak up. These special protections also include the right to compensation, ability to seek preventative and remedial injunctions, the maintenance of confidentiality, and immunity from liability in relation to making a disclosure. This week promotes awareness of the PID Act and its purpose. It is an opportunity to learn and consider our individual and organisational performance in light of that speak-up culture and to find ways to continue to drive this across New South Wales. As you participate in events this week, think about what a strong speak-up culture looks like and how we can take actions that develop and support this culture. These can be hard to pinpoint, so over the course of the week, we will engage in information sessions, immersion workshops and Q&A sessions, all designed to help us collectively identify and drive a speak-up culture in New South Wales. We've invited public officials in different roles, working in different agencies, to be panellists over the week and to share their insights on speaking up, what we can do well, what we could change, and what more we need to do to embed a speak-up culture. We'll move to our first panel session shortly, and I'll hand over to Josh Faulkner, Acting Chief Operating Officer at the Ombudsman's Office, to introduce the topic for the morning, as well as our other panellists, Public Service Commissioner Katharina Lowe and Commissioner of the Law Enforcement Conduct Commission, Anina Johnson. Before I hand over to Josh, I thank you for all taking the time, either in person or online, to be part of this week. If you hear something today or in a later session that resonates with you or you feel would be useful to your agency, I encourage you to take it back and talk about it with your teams and colleagues. Policies, procedures and messages of support from senior leaders are only the starting point for building healthy and effective cultures of speaking up. We all have a role to making sure that we and our colleagues come forward when we see something wrong. Thank you.